So here we're going to be showing how to use a yard mixer. As you say, it's linked onto a JCP, a telescopic handler, so we can lift it up to move it into site, then drop it down for loading it up. Vince has just sprayed the inside down. Obviously it's dry, so you want to wet the edges of the mixer before you start, as you would with any mixer. And we'll drop a ton. We've got a ton of aggregate in here. We're using a coarser, a more sort of familiar ballast aggregate, so it's 25 mil down. We're going to drop that in, and to a ton of sand here, we'll put 7 bags of hydraulic lime in. This is a slightly slower mixing process to the large mix we got here. So you just got blades, sprung blades that revolve. So it's going to need a little bit more time to make sure you've got a good lubricated mix, and the lime is well incorporated and it's had that time to fatten up. So we'll load this up and then drive it around and start the final lay. Okay, so this is the aggregate we're using in this mix. This again, it's a recycled, but it's much larger. So it'll go up to sort of 25 mil, these larger parts of aggregate. But you can see, again, it's got the grading as with all of those. So very fine particles, rising up to a greater quantity in the sort of mid-range, and then the large particles again smaller quantity, but you can see it holds together nicely. It makes a nice firm mix on its own, so it's got a bit of integrity in bonding together. Okay, so we've looked at synthetic going in. We've demonstrated synthetic fibres and how easy that is. It distributes through the mix very nicely. There are options. This is one. This is a sisal fibre. So it's a natural fibre. So if you don't want to use plastics, which I completely understand, we've looked at and researched this, and we've used this in slabs. It works very well. So with a synthetic fibre, you're looking at a bag or so per mix. With this, we calculate this as 3 kilos per tonne per mix. So it's a little bit more fiddly, as you see, trying to introduce this into the mix, tease it in, but it does distribute. It's just a little bit more of an effort. Okay, we've got lime, water, aggregate in there. It's had about 5 minutes mixing now. We'll give it another 10 minutes and we'll take it round so we can push it into the barn. But you can see it's starting to hold up as a mortar. It's got that sort of connection between it, and it's starting to grip together. So we'll take it round and we'll give it another 10 minutes mixing, then we can start laying.